Hello, everybody. I am running a little bit late today. Sorry about that. We'll just see if we can get some people on. Comments. How's everybody's Friday night? Where are you coming in from? What have you been doing? Let's get some lovely card readings. Put some lippy on. I've got my sacred Palo Santo oil on. I've got my candle on. I'm feeling all set up. How's everyone doing? So this Sunday, I have got a informal Zoom teaching. So I'm really excited. I'm actually going to be teaching about 3 archetypes which make us feel really lost, a little bit overwhelmed, a little bit like, oh, you know, who am I? What's my purpose? I'm stretched thin, don't know what I want, really lost. So it's completely free. The link to register is actually in the description. And there's also the description for my business page and my Facebook group. So, the comments have all just come through. Got Paula from New Zealand, Amy, hi, Samantha, hi, Rosa, hi. We've got Nicole from Adelaide. We've got Belinda, she's in Melbourne. We've got Sharon, she's from Australia. We've got Diane from the Sunshine Coast, and Samantha's from Melbourne. Well, Samantha, I'll just give you up here like this. We're going to see what we've got for you. I recognise your beautiful face. I think you've been on before. Hopefully you really like the cards. We've got Alison from Geraldine. Blessings from Mullumbimby. Oh, Ed, I love Mullumbimby. We go to the Crystal Castle, and all the cafes are really nice there. And I think there was a really good Japanese shop I used to go to. Nick from the Gold Coast, all the way from Western Australia. Ooh. All right, Samantha, I'm going to draw you a couple of cards and we'll see what we've got going on for you, my love. I love your last name. Oh, we have the gem. So that gem is about aspects of ourselves, our personality, which need to come forth. So it's a time when if you're going through anything creative, trusting your intuition, a change of jobs, anything that's coming in new in your life, it's going to be bringing forth new aspects of yourself. So new personality traits, new gifts and talents, new abilities. If you're a student, you're learning new things. If you're stepping up and being a teacher. So it's literally whole new aspects of yourself coming forth. So, we have an initiation card. So that's the Anima Mundi. So very spiritual card, very shamanic as well. So it's all about your intuition really coming through and working with spirit. So if you're drawn to anything, card readings, Reiki, mediumship, anything in that arena, anything that's spiritual based, being a spiritual teacher, a coach, anything else like that, you know, it's this card comes through when you have divine intuitions coming in, and then you've got to learn to take action. So it's quite powerful, Samantha. Now I'm going to get your third card. Really want to see if there's something else we can support that initiation card with. And you've got the Poet. So the Poet is also very much, it's a bridge card, and you're able to go into the darker side of life. So if you've been experiencing a little bit of depression, you can learn the hard way at times, the poet does. So you might have got into some negative patterns around toxic people or narcissists, but they're teaching you boundaries. So the poet, they quite often have hard experiences in life, but they take those hard experiences and they come back and they teach with them. They help people with them. So they're literally the bridge. The poet is also where people might come to you for advice. They might come to you for help. You're the literal poet that can help them. It's writing as well, writing about your journey and things like that. Yes, I'm into spiritual readings. So if you've been experiencing any doubt, Samantha, any fears and things like that, about stepping up and doing more of the spiritual readings, that, this is probably going to be a real big push for you. So you're probably going to get pushed by spirit to step up and do it. I actually feel like it's a little bit more than that, though. Yes, the reading's one aspect, but like for myself, I got pushed to do these readings, and then I've shifted into coaching and teaching as well. So I really feel like there'll be more to come, maybe writing or doing workshops or sacred circles or something like that. So really trust your intuition. This card, when it comes through, is quite primal as an initiation. So you're going to have to face any doubts, any fears, anything like that that's going to stop you from stepping up into who you want to be. And remember that that poet card can be a little bit of sadness and death and rebirth as well as this is happening. So don't beat yourself up if you're feeling a bit flat or anything else like that. It's literally you're letting go of the old so you can bring in the new, and you must bring in the new. You must do it because it's a really strong, potent energy that I'm getting. I have my Facebook group is called Sovereign Circle with Jess Beard. And in that, I encourage people who, they want to be readers, they want to be psychic, they want to be healers, anything like that. And if they need to practice lives, or we sometimes will talk about different things and different teachings. So you're more than welcome to come into that group, and it's a really sacred space. So if you want some further support in that, come in, say, hey, this is happening in my life, I'm feeling alone, or any of those things. And, you can get that support. Okay, let's have a little look. Diane. But good luck with that, Samantha. I'm really excited for you because it's a really big push. And remember, we've only got, what is it? What's today's date? Today's the 11th. So we've got like 19 or 20 days left of the month. And then we're into the next year. So it's also really potent astrological time. So it's time, if you want to let go of stuff, fears, doubts, anything, push with that energy and do it. Okay. Oh, and the group's free as well, Samantha. So I'm not trying to hook you with any money or anything else like that. It's my way of supporting people who want to step up and need a little bit of help. They're a lovely bunch of ladies. All right, Diane, let's get some cards for you. Oh, we have the Mirror. So this is actually the trickster energy, Diane. So that's usually one of two things. We're either really lying to ourselves about something, or we're being tricked by other people. So charlatans or people who are fake. Sorry, round cards. Sometimes they like literally roll away like donut wheels. So that trickster energy, I'm going to see if I can get some more cards based around that. The Healer. Okay, so that, I think it's a little bit of a personal journey as well. So whether or not you've been betrayed and hurt by people who've lied to you, so there's some healing that's going forth, and really actually feels quite potent. And you've got that offering. So Diane, I don't know if you're familiar with the shapeshifter So I'm doing a workshop on Sunday, and I'm talking about the shapeshifter, the martyr, and the third one's just popped out of my shapeshifter, the martyr, and the empath. And we end up giving away so much of ourselves that we end up tricking ourselves or giving away all of our power, or we go into the shadow aspects of those 3 archetypes and you start to feel really lost. I'm telling this to you because I feel like you've been surrounded by people who have had that trickster energy, and they've probably been saying things to you to belittle you or erode your confidence, little passive aggressive things. So they seem like nice people, but then not so nice people. There's underlying themes. The second card is that healer, and you're moving into that offering. So if you're wanting to remove these people from your life, if you're wanting to start saying no more instead of saying yes all the time, you have to make a sacrifice. So the offering is like, okay, universe, I want this change. I want to be more confident. I want to do this. And the sacrifice is, I'm going to sacrifice my fears. I'm going to sacrifice my procrastinator. I'm going to sacrifice my doubts. Does that make sense? Like, if you want something, you've got to give something up. That's the energy of that card. So I really feel like you've got to see whether or not you're either been lying to yourself, or maybe it's a bit of both. You're lying to yourself, but you're also being lied to. There's going to be deep healing, but if you want that deep healing, you're going to have to be willing to do the work. So I'm excited for you, though, because that's a very clear reading, of where you're going, and it's and it has a positive feeling to it as well. Good luck, much love. Now, who have we got? Sonia Santos. Now, everybody, let's just also remember that my feed sometimes has a little bit of a pause on it. So just remember, I don't mind if you ask a second time or even a third time for a reading. You'll hear me kind of getting to the end of this reading, and then just go, can I have a reading or a card, and that way it prompts through quicker. Okay, Sonia, let's see what we have got. Okay. The Sustainer. So if you've been feeling really drained, Sonia, and stretched a bit thin, this card comes through to actually remind people that the everyday things actually ground us. So the boring things like cooking, cleaning, creating your space, a sacred space, going to bed early, eating good foods, they're actually going to really support you no matter what you're going through. And this card's got like a hidden superpower to it, because there are these things that we do consider boring and like, oh, I really don't want to cook dinner. You need to flip your energy and flip your thoughts about it and actually see them as like, okay, no, I'm nourishing myself. This is grounding me as I'm going through everything. So I'm just going to see what other cards I get in. I've got another big jump of things. Hi, Adam, Nick, Cheryl, Yvette, Anna. Oh, we got the Creator card, Sonia. So the Creator is a highly creative time when you move into really understanding your power to co-create. So that would make sense that you need that Sustainer so that you can, go through it, and you're going on a pilgrimage. So you're going on a journey. Yes, please. I'd love a spiritual reading right now. Oh, sorry, I was getting my Sonias mixed up. So, remember, sustain yourself with the boring things. Flip that around and go, oh, great, I'm going to clean this house, and this house is going to be symbolic of my temple. I'm going to eat good food because that's nourishing the temple. I'm, not going to feel like it's a burden because it's actually grounding me as I really learned to trust my intuition. This is a card of manifestation. If you're wanting to start a new business, start a new learn something, start a new whole job, start painting, start writing, any of those things, you can really move in and co-create with that. Any spiritual gifts and talents, anything that's wanting to come through, you're going to be on the pilgrim journey. So the journey is like, I have a beginning and I have an ending, and it's all the journey through. So I feel like it's a bit of a spiritual journey, but it's almost like you're learning and growing at the same time. So I don't know if you're being drawn to study something, or if you're being drawn to start a business or shift jobs or something or other like that. It feels very nourishing though. So, really honor that sustainer card. It's going to ground you as you're going through all of that. And remember that creator card is so potent. But when we're working with that energy and our intuition says we should be doing something, you must take divine action. It's just not going to manifest otherwise. It's your way of confirming with the creator, yeah, I'm serious about this. So you take that action and you start doing it. Did that make sense, Marv? All right, so let's just see. So everything's just frozen again. So just remember to send through some cards. So requests for anything new. So Adam Jones, good evening, may I? All right, Adam, let's see what we have for you, darling. What's going to come through? Okay. Ooh, you have the crone card, which can come through for men as well. The crone is where you come to a time where you've been through a lot of shit and you've learned a lot of shit and you've gone through the hard way and the hard yards, and you've come to a place of wisdom within yourself. But the crone is also when you move into being the bridge for other people. So maybe your whole life you've had people coming to you and Sonia said spot on. Thank you, gorgeous. So people might have been coming to you for advice, Adam. You're the ear where they just come and they'll have a chat and they'll feel better. That might actually increase while this crone energy is with you, because there's a quiet wisdom to the crone, but the crone is not afraid to dwell in dark places either. It's like the poet and it's like the shaman. They're bridge cards. So people come to you when they have a problem and they need to get to the answer to the problem. So it's quite potent. Are you still with me, Adam? So I'm just going to get you a couple of other cards. And I'm just curious whether or not you've seen an increase in people coming and kind of sharing their problems and wanting advice. Now you've got the medallion. So that's like you're striving for something. It's usually when you get like a trophy. It's when you get something that you've been wanting for a long time. It's like your golden shiny trophy and you've been reaching for it for a while. And then you've got the desert. So it's kind of like you've been really lost in the desert for a long time and you're like, is it ever going to rain? Where's the next water hole? Am I ever going to see the other side of this? So usually that comes through when you've also experienced a bit of depression or a little bit of a real tough time of it. It can be, if, loved ones shift away, or you're having a fight within family, or there's some big problem that's going on and you're like, is it ever going to end? So that card's coming through, and usually when it does, it's just telling me that it is, the struggle is going to come to an end. And being beside that medallion card, and that tells me whatever you've been wanting to strive for, like whatever that goal is, that thing that you really, really want and desire, that you're going to be obtaining it. I'll just show you. See how the hand's reaching up towards it? It's also, you can actually wear a necklace and rub it like an amulet, and you're like, ooh, you know, get that support. You know, I kind of get a bit of a loneliness feeling as well. So if you've been feeling really lonely, I want you to go and see if you can support yourself with like-minded people. Sometimes going to a men's group is really, really powerful, because just like it's good for women to go and be in women's group, it's really important that men feel really supported themselves, because nobody speaks your language but other men. You know, I with my coaching, I've got a couple of guys that I help out, and they'll come to me and they'll be like, I said this to such and such. And I'm like, if you say that to a woman, she's going to think this. And he's like, I didn't mean it like that. And so, you know, men are from Mars and women are from Venus. It's true that we speak very, very differently. And it's not a bad thing. It keeps life really interesting. But sometimes it's really important, if you're feeling lonely, to actually go back to your tribe and go back to being supported by other males, and being able to go, hey, this is going on, and had a fantastic day or had a terrible day, and those kinds of things, like being that little bit more vulnerable. And remember, you have that crone energy, which is that real wisdom that's coming through. So no matter what's gone on in the last few years, there's a reason for it, and you're going to come out of it even wiser and be able to help people. So did that make sense, Adam? And has there been an increase in people kind of coming to you for advice, and they just want to have a yarn, and you don't think too much of it, but you're actually really, really helping them? And if you're not doing that, please do, because anyone that holds that crone energy is really potent and powerful with how they can help people, because they're not afraid of death. They're not afraid of depression. They're not afraid of the dark psyches, mental illnesses, nothing. Nothing phases the crone, because they're that wise. And I'm sending you lots of love. I feel like you need some love as well. So much love. Okay. So let's see. We've got this one here. Michelle would love a card or two. I tend to do cards in lots of 3. Every now and then I'll just get one card and I'll be like, boom. I'm just going to smudge these cards. Won't be a second. Yes, I'm glad that resonated, Adam. And don't forget to go get supported by some men. We've got this really toxic culture in Australia where men think that they have to just do everything themselves. They can't be vulnerable. You're not a real man if you, you know, have to talk about it. And that's the biggest load of bullshit I've ever seen. That's why, you know, there's so much issues with our beautiful men in this country. So, I mean, I'm not saying you have to go out and rip every Band-Aid off and be incredibly vulnerable, but go and get some, just go have a chat, you know. It's really, you know, sending you love. Okay, Michelle. Ooh, we've got the Siren. So you are calling something in. This is a card of compulsion. It's a card like the siren that stands upon the rocks and calls the sailors to their doom. That's how potent it is. I'm not saying that you're calling in a doom and gloom message or lesson, but it's that powerful of a compulsion. So I'm just going to see what other cards come through so I can get a better understanding of what compulsive things. Oh, it's a spiritual initiation. So this is, there's only 8 initiation cards in the deck, Michelle, and this is one of them, and it's all about innermost knowing and mystical truths. So this comes through when you need to trust your intuition, It's not as shamanic as the other one that I had just before. This one is more like on the mystical, mystic, so esoterical knowledge. So if you're like drawn to reading books by spiritual people, doing a teaching, learning a modality, going off and doing this, like it's really, you need to follow your intuition and do that. And you know, so let's have a little peek at your third card. Oh shit, darling, you got a second initiation card. This doesn't happen very often. I had this happen to Lady last Friday or the Friday before, and that's it. I've never had back-to-back initiation cards. So, Michelle, if you think you're going a little bit mental at the moment, I understand why. It's so apocalypsis is all about truth and stripping away those layers of truth. So if you've been lying to yourself in any way, you know, your soul's going to show it to you. If anybody else has been lying to you, that all gets drawn up and you find out if there's been any deceit or if there's been anything, you know, backstabbing going on, any deceptions. And you also will start to become uncomfortable with lies in general. You'll be just more aware of like, oh, that person's lying. Oh, that person's telling a great big porky right now. So it just layer upon layer, and it's in every area of your life. You know, that's just, I'm going to say a prayer for you, Michelle, because you are going through a massive spiritual initiation. Your intuition with your gnosis and all about lies and deception. So if you need some help, just reach out. I've got the Facebook group. If you need to have a further reading with me, just let me know. I actually don't advertise my readings anymore because I'm moving into coaching, but I will still do it for people if they really need a full-on reading. It's like 15 cards to know what's going on. And be really gentle with yourself, Michelle, because, you know, you could be just really scattered and feeling like you're going a little bit mental with boom, 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 like all this shifting and changing. You're not going mental. You're just in a massive initiation. So I'm going to send you lots of love and light. And if you need any help, join the Sovereign Circle group of mine. Pop in and say, hey, guys, send me some love because I've got this and this going on and it's a bit full on. And I call it #PowerGrid, but don't forget to reach out if you need some help because this is a very big reading. Have you been feeling a little bit like, you know, but remember you've got that siren card, so you've called in these lessons. I almost wonder, did you have a moment in the last month, maybe the last couple of months, where you're like, I'm ready for change. I'm ready to find out what my destiny is. I'm ready to help change the world or find out what my calling and purpose is. Like if you ask those questions, the universe answers you. And sometimes they answer you all at once. So this is a really full-on reading, and I'm sending you lots of love. Yeah, come join the group, darling. It's you know, that's an epic reading, and I take my hat off to you. There'll be lots of shifting for you. Okay, Adam wrote, that would be awesome. Thank you for being so real and honest. You hit all the nail on the head. People do come to me, and recent times have been pretty shit, but I'm feeling more positive day by day, which so thank you for watching. That's lovely, Adam. I really am glad that it resonated for you, and get that support with some other men, you know, and you don't need men that are going to just dump all their emotions on you and then run. You need some men that are actually going to listen. So there's a couple of men's groups in the area. One of my friends went to one. I think it was an 8-week program or something like that, and it was like $90, and it was quite beneficial. So if you can't find any in your area, let me know and I'll see if it's an online one. So just message me on my Facebook page, the Jess Beard Inner Alchemist, if you can't find anything locally, and I'll see what I can do. Okay, so Michelle, perfect. I'm really glad that one has helped for you. So I have some more men. I don't normally attract men into the groups, so you're always welcome. I usually have predominantly women. So I'd love a card to see if I get the government job I applied for after my accident. Okay, let me just smudge the cards after that last one, honey. Okay. Now, is Dave going to get his government job that he's applied for? Okay, so you've got the mentor card coming up. Is it a supervisor role or is it a teaching role? Let's see what else I've got. The hunter. It's pursuing what you want no matter what. So that's a good energy. I'm going to say that's positive. The vow. So I've just been recovering from being hit by a motorbike, and this was B&B backup job. I've been shortlisted for Centrelink position. Well, that would make sense. So these are all highly positive cards for that happening, Dave. You have the mentor. So the mentor is in any role where you're helping people. So if you're working with Centrelink, you're definitely helping people. And, you know, that's true. It's also, you know, if you're going to be a good mentor or a bad mentor is up to you. But to me, it's like, yes, a highly positive card. You've got the hunter, which is the things that you were wanting, like what you've been trying to seek out. See, the horse is pursuing its goal. I hate this back-to-back camera thing. It drives me crazy. But you see how the horse is like all those streams of light to a focal point, so that you're hunting something, which in the position you've asked about a job. So you're the job that you're hunting. So that's really positive. And then you have that vow. So to me, the vow is really positive, and it's you stepping up, going, you know, I'm going to do this job. I'm going to really enjoy it. I'm going to be of service. I'm going to help people, going to get financial gain and all those kinds of things. So if I was to say yes, my archetypes are slightly different from like normal tarot cards, but the vibration of all of these is a yes to me. So mentor, pursuit, the hunter, sacred vow, you know, I'm going to get this job. Remain really positive. Maybe say affirmations as well, because that's what this vow is. Like if you really, really want to do it, then, you know, go for it. And I want to help people. So this would be my dream job and want to progress professionally. Yeah, I would say that's perfectly aligned with this. And you can use it as a stepping stone into, you know, helping people even further. And like I get when I'm looking at that mentor card, it's got like a real, it's very positive, but it's like a little bit of a warning as well. I get that this, don't get frustrated. I don't actually think you get frustrated with the customers. It's almost like you might get a little bit frustrated with some of your colleagues who might be a bit disillusioned. So you're just going to have to remain vigilant that, you know, you keep going back to going, I want to be of service. I want to be the best mentor I can be. I want to help people. And if you just keep pulling back to that focal point, you'll go far and you'll do really well. But that vow is really potent. So, you know, wake up each day and go, I want to help people and I really need this job because it's the first step, and I want to step up and I want to help people. And see how the sacredness in that vow is really potent, and you know, it'll align. So I feel like that's a really positive, and it's a yes. So go for it. Hold that vision and go, go, go. All right. Alrighty, so let's see. We've actually, Yvette. Oh, Ed, I meant to actually click on Ed, so I'll click on Ed because I've seen him post a few times. But Yvette, I'll go for you next. So Yvette, could you just write out what your question is? Because I've missed the other part of it. I just got future me, please. So you're just wanting stuff about the future? So go for it. Okay, so Ed, if a reading could give me some hope or clarity about work or love life would be much appreciated. So work and love life is two very different areas. I'm going to see what's going to come up archetypally, Ed, and we'll go from there. Okay. Oh, look at Adam. Go for it, Dave. Believe in yourself, my friend. See, Adam, you are the crone. And you are also being supportive. So it's an online men's group starting already. Maybe you're supposed to start the online men's group. All right, Ed, you have a slightly heavy card to start off with, which is the desert. So the desert comes through. I was describing it to someone before, when you really felt like you've been lost in the desert for a while, and am I ever going to get to the next watering hole? You know, am I going to be stuck in this for a while? So I don't know if that's in relation to your work or your love life. You know, which one have you felt lost in? Oof, we have that vow. So the vow is you really need to make a vow about something. So I don't know whether or not in relationship that's actually talking about commitment, or are you making a vow that you want to start working more in alignment with the job that you want to do? It's very interesting. Let's have a little look. The stone. Very grounded. Are you in a relationship currently, Ed? Very grounded, the stone. The desert, being lost a little bit, and that sacred vow. Very grounded. These cards can be for either one of your work or your love life. Feeling lost in the desert. I'm more inclined to say it's actually your love life. You being that vow. I almost get feeling of commitment issues. So no, being single for forever. Do you have a fear of commitment, Ed? And have you been holding on to, like, if you've been really hurt by a partner and been single forever, so have you been really, really hurt in the past and you're a little bit afraid of being hurt again? This to me is almost, I'm seeing like an actual engagement ring. And that doesn't normally come up for the vow for me. So I'm a little bit confused as to, if you're not in a relationship, why am I getting commitment and engagement? So that's a little bit unusual for me. And you've got that stone, which is a very grounded energy. And I actually feel like you're actually really, really grounded. So if you were hurt in the past, could you have been hurt by somebody who's actually really scattered, like the complete opposite to you? So I'm sure you'll not have a very great partner. Yeah, Ed, I need to know if it's actually commitment issues, but why? Judgment ring. Hurt. Did you actually see, what was your parents' relationship like, Ed? Because to me, it's just huge. It's not just you. like, do you deeply distrust that your partner could support you? Like, have you been surrounded by a lot of relationships where people are negative, as like negative representations of commitment? I actually, in my 20s, nearly every single one of my friends was either in an abusive relationship, had left an abusive relationship, or was stuck and just used to be miserable about their partners. And I have had a fear of rejection. Don't let your past. Yeah, I want you to actually really use that sacred vow energy. And when this comes through, it's really potent. So people have had this card come in when they've gone into and like basically asked for an initiation. So they have actually they've said, I'm ready for change. I'm ready to find out what my purpose is. I've had a lady tell me, you know, she wanted to make truth fundamental, and when she made the sacred vow about truth being the basis of her life, she couldn't lie anymore. And then if anyone lies to her, she actually knows it, and it had all these things go through her, and that's the potency of the vow card. So I actually really feel like you need to sit down and have a really honest look on what's your ideal partner, what personality traits would you find really beneficial, and what do you need to actually support you. And then I think you need to actually make that vow and say, you know, guys, I'm ready for this in my life, but if I actually like, you're going to have to give up that fear of rejections, and you're going to have to really put yourself out there and start taking action. But if you know the personality traits of what's going to be really important to you, then you're not going to make as many mistakes, if so to say. You're not going to like go for a damsel in distress. You're not going to go for you know, someone who's got like a ton of baggage, if you're not in the space to carry it. You know, like if you're you need to be really, really clear on what you need and what needs to be supported with you, with your partner, so that you manifest in the person who's going to be good for you. And you're going to have to be willing to, you know, stop fearing rejections and you know, really let go of all of that, and be willing to let go of that and put yourself out there. Because you've got the two options. You either stay single and lonely, or what's the worst that happens? You get rejected and you just try again. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want you to build it up into too much of a story of rejection. You could instead flip it around and go, well, it's your loss, you know? So I think there's a little bit of self-confidence work to be done there as well. So you step into feeling really, really awesome. And as I said to Adam beforehand, you might benefit from hanging around with some guys who actually you can just have a really honest conversation and there's no pressure, you know. And so yeah, I really feel like you need to make that sacred vow. And I almost feel like a bit of a trembly feeling at the back of my neck and across my shoulders. So I think you're actually quite afraid of making that vow, but you really need to, darling. If what the worst case scenario is that you get rejected and you just keep learning and keep trying again. The actual true worst case scenario is if in 12 months' time I see you on here again and there's been no change whatsoever. You know, you really have to open your heart up and be a bit more vulnerable, darling. Yes. Oh, look, Adam's gone. Ed and Dave, friend me on Facebook. We can have a chat. I would love that. See, you know, I think Adam and, you know, Ed and you are all meant to have met on here. I'm really honest when I say I get like 99.9% women. And for me to have the 3 men in the group tonight, maybe you're all meant to have a chat and become friends. Okay. So I promised Yvette a reading before. You still here, Yvette, my love? And Ed and Adam and Dave. My sovereign circle is not just for women. I have one guy in there, Cold Guy, and and he's awesome as well. So you're more than welcome to join the Facebook group and stuff as well if you would like to come in and get support at any time, because that's what it's there for. I bet you're still here. Let's see what we can do for you, my love. Oh, you got the Lover. So this means that you're about to have a physical lover, or you're about to go on a deep journey of self-love. And by love, I mean loving yourself wholeheartedly, 100%. So let's see what your other cards are, and I'll be able to see which way the near future is going to be. The Sword, which is taking really decisive action, Sword of Truth, cutting right to the matter. So I'm leaning towards self-love, actually. Okay. Now your third one. The Riddle. Ooh, this is an interesting reading of it. So you have got that lover energy, which, remember, got your little golden pearl of wisdom in the middle. You got the pink of that heart energy, and you're radiating outwards. So it's a card of, absolute loving of yourself. You put yourself first. Finally, you're able to say no, whereas in the past you might have struggled to say no to people. So you're putting yourself actually first. It could also literally mean another lover that comes in. But remember, they're tied together. You don't want to give your power away with any new relationship. You want to go into it with real honesty and truth. Just like I said to Dave, make sure that you know exactly, what you're wanting in a partner and what characteristics, and being really, really honest with that as well, and being honest with them from the get-go. Feel really, really powerful and potent. So don't be waiting for your partner. Really start that journey of self-love now, because if you love yourself wholeheartedly, then you can call in the ultimate partner, because you're in a place of confidence and truth. That decisive action. If you have anything inside of you which is making you doubt your worth, doubt that the fact that you're beautiful and amazing, then you need to cut that away, like with the sword, chop, 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 and, cut away the fears, the doubts, step into your awesome self. Be really decisive. If you might be having a negative thought, and you'll be like, oh, that lady on Friday night said I must be decisive, and I'm going to cut this away. So really, work with that energy. It's quite potent. Now you have the Riddle. So in the future, you're going to be asking a few questions, like what's going on? What is happening? What does this mean? So to me, this is telling me that some stuff's probably going to be coming up, and you'll be like, is this the person the right thing for me? If it is a physical lover, if it's on the self-love journey, then you'll be like, am I lying to myself right now? Am I? Or is that person lying to me? And it's really trusting your intuition and asking why a lot. Why? So it can be a little bit confusing. So just take that step back and have that sacred breath and go, I can do this. I am an absolute diva queen goddess, and it's going to be fine. I can do this. So it can be a little bit confusing, but just always come back. Love yourself. You're amazing. You're a goddess walking upon earth. Okay. Now, let's have a little peek. Whoops, I hit the yes, ma'am. You needed that. Yvette, you are a goddess. Gorgeous. An absolute gorgeous. Now, let's give these a little bit more of a smudge. All right, Ginny, let's see what we've got for you. Now, remember, guys, on my Facebook page and in my group, I will randomly do pop-up free readings as well and do them live. I don't usually set a date. It's just whenever inspiration strikes with me. And the Sovereign Circle group is, it's a sacred space where we can all be a little bit more vulnerable and go, hey, I'm working on this and I'm doing this and this is important to me. On Sunday, I have a free teaching. So it's the 3 archetypes which help us to feel really lost: the martyr, the empath, and the shapeshifter. So when we're feeling lost and we're stretched thin and we don't know who we are, we don't actually know how to even trust our intuition. We don't know how to find our purpose, and then we turn around and feel even more lost. So it's a free teaching. It's recorded. So if you can't come on Sunday, at least register for it and I'll be able to email it to you. And after that, I'll be able to answer a couple of questions that come up, and I'll be also give you a couple of tips on how to shift out of those archetypes when they're in shadow. So I think it's quite a potent, it's very informal. I just wanted to do it as a Zoom call. It's not going to be anything that major. It's really just me imparting some much needed knowledge at the moment. So, Jenny, what is 2021 going to bring for you? The mother. So this actually means having a baby or shifting into that mother archetype, which can come in, like sometimes the mother really sits with me and I've got that really nurturing energy. I have the priestess energy that I love to be of service. The mother likes to nurture things, as very, very loving energy as well. And it's connecting with the divine feminine as well. So it's very potent for that to come up as we shift into the age of Aquarius. Ooh, we got the shaman, darling. So the shaman is a big one. It's very much about being able to work with that dream space. It's a card where it's a bridge. So people come to you for advice. They come to you because they need help. They come to you because they need knowledge and you've got it. So you're also like a teacher. The shaman is the bridge. So people tend to come to you. You don't have to seek them out. So when this card comes through, and it's coupled with that mother energy, which is the divine feminine, I feel like you're going to be having even more stronger spiritual initiations and really working with the divine feminine energy. And if you've had anything around lack and self-worth because you're a woman, this will be really coming up to be healed as well. So if you hate your body, you want bigger or smaller boobs, you're fat or you're thin, you're old or you're young, it's really loving yourself as the woman as well, and embracing that divine feminine. So let's see what your third card is. The Warrior. This is a kick-ass reading for 2021, Jenny. Working with that divine feminine, working with that mother archetype, it's nurturing, it's primordial. It's one of the most powerful, the mother and the father archetypes is one of the most powerful archetypes of all. Really working with that divine feminine, loving yourself as a woman. The shaman card, initiation into even more spiritual gifts. Lucid dreams, dreaming comes even stronger. Your intuition will become even stronger. You might be drawn to animal messages. You might be drawn to actually learning shamanism, anything else that's like that. You got the Warrior. So as you're doing this, you're going to have, lessons, and you're going to have to activate that warrior. You're going to have to be really strong as you're doing it and really work with it. I don't care if you're in a corporate world and you didn't think that you have a spiritual bone in your body. This is a highly spiritual reading where you're going to have to step into your Me Too moment and, you know, demanding equality as a female, really working with that loving yourself energy. But that shaman, that doesn't, you know, the shaman can learn the hard way as well. So I don't want you to really delve into that. I want you to embrace it, work with it. The elements really support the shaman as well. So fire, water, earth, air. When you need to have a break, go and ground yourself, have a bath, put some incense on and meditate, go out and do yoga on the grass. Really do things like that as it supports you through it. Huge transformative year for you, darling. You're going to be stepping up in going, I am a woman. I am amazing. I'm powerful. And I can do whatever I damn well want. So very potent, very spiritual as well. Does that make sense, darling? Okay. So we have got third time. Hang on. I hit Mandy. Third time, would like a reading on your future. Okay. Where do you see my life in 3 years' time? I want to make my daughter proud. Monique, that's a very hard question because timelines are shifting so much. I can barely see what I'm going to be doing in 3 days' time, let alone 3 years. I'll see how I go with that one. Won't be long. All right, Mandy, third time, would like a reading on my future, please. Let's see what's coming up for Mandy's future. Surrender. So no matter what happens to you, Mandy, and I feel like you might have some tests and trials coming up, just be highly adaptable and surrender to the flow. You know, no matter what happens, you can fight it or you can just stay in that river and allow yourself to just go with whatever happens. Don't overreact. Don't go into drama. Don't go, why me? Don't go into victim or child. Be highly adaptable. Now I'm going to just see what else I have got. The cave. Ooh, the cave is when we need to go within, and it's a highly creative time. So if you've been feeling the urge to write or learn anything, can become a student of something, a new modality, anything that's really internal, that's what that cave is. You take your creative thing into your cave and you manifest from there and you work on it. When you're in the cave, you don't particularly tell everybody what you're doing. You hold it close and you hold it within. So if you're trying to manifest something, sometimes people can tell so many people, they disperse the energy. When I want to manifest something really big, I don't tell a soul because I don't know whether or not I can trust them with their projections on whether or not it's doable. So if you've really been wanting to do something like learn mediumship or learn how to read the tarot or anything that's like that, and you're really worried about what your family and friends are going to think, don't tell them. Do it secretly. When you say do it secretly, you take it in your cave and you nurture it and nourish it, and you don't see it as a secret, as a bad thing. You're like, this is my secret superpower. So those kinds of things. So really look at anything that you want to be doing and pursue it. You want to write, go internal and write. Don't tell anyone about it. That can't hold that sacred space for you. If you want to do anything like that, go in your cave. You've got the Pilgrim as your third card, which means you're going to be on a bit of a journey. So I feel like it's a journey of self-empowerment and really learning aspects of yourself and stepping up into them. I feel like a lot of people have been telling you all this shit about yourself for a very long time, Mandy, and it's not actually who you are. So you need to ignore what they're all saying and discover for yourself who you are. That course I'm doing on Sunday, it's free. I think it actually would be beneficial for you because those 3 archetypes, they just give a lot, and you kind of lose who you are and don't even dare to ask, what are my dreams? And all of these cards is just really going with the flow, going on the journey and going within. That's deeply reflective. So I just see this as really a potent time of it all. Mel Nightle, great readings. Thank you, Blossom. Sorry I didn't get to you. It's actually time to, I can fit one more person in. So I'm gonna go Desiree. Did I say that right? Desiree. I think it's Desiree. Okay, let me just smudge these ones gorgeous, and we'll see what I can bring forth for you. You have sweet dreams, Mel. Okay, let's see what we have got for you. Ooh, beautiful. This is my favorite card, I believe, in the entire deck. It changes a bit, but this is one of them. And it's where you nourish your soul. It's you are being really called to do the things that are going to bring you so much joy that you can almost levitate. So really start asking yourself, what do I want to do? What nourishes me? What makes me smile? What puts an absolute smile on my dial? It's really quite potent. Let's see what other cards we've got around it. Oh, the internal child. I can't believe that. They pretty much go hand in hand, these 2 cards. There's also the card of the maiden. So this is a journey of you finding joy. So the eternal child is just pure joy. And the eternal child, Desiree, it actually is such a misunderstood archetype because it's a superpower. But quite often people who hold this energy, a lot of people try and, push them down. So does anyone tell you to stop being silly or grow up or stop being so naive, or that the world doesn't really work like that? And they try and make you feel foolish for being optimistic, but it's actually it's the people that hold this energy that just filter, and they do so much work for the planet, and they don't even need, they just radiate joy, and we all need that. The grumpy people of the world need the optimistic eternal childs, but then the people who are bullies and the people who just doesn't work like that, they'll say to them, grow up, stop being silly. And it's actually the worst thing you can say to them, because it's like saying to the eternal child, you're an idiot and you're worthless and you're stupid. And because it's an absolute core part of their personality, they just think, grow up. They just think they're telling you a life lesson, but they're actually just saying to the person, you're not enough, you're less than, you're foolish, something wrong with you. So it can just crush that little eternal child so much. And I just want to know if people have been doing that to you. Have people been telling you that you're less than, making you feel less than? Because people who hold this energy are just beautiful. Some of the people I know who have the eternal child are you can just be in the same room as them and they make you feel better. I'm gonna just see. What else comes through as your 3rd card? Oh my God. Desiree, you got Eros. This is one of the initiation cards. It doesn't come up very often, and this is the love of all things. So when Eros comes into your field and it's initiation, it's for you to start loving everything. When you listen to music, you enjoy music. You actually full on listen to it and just smile and find joy in it. When you eat food, it's not just fuel or not just stuffing stuff in your mouth. You're like, this is the most fucking amazing thing I've ever tasted in my life. When you go for a walk, you see all of the amazing nature around you and the birds singing, and it's not just a walk, it's an experience. So this initiation is like you need to find the love in your life for all things. You've got that nectar, you've got that internal child, and you've got Eros. So you're going to be on the biggest journey of finding love and happiness and joy in every moment. This is just epic. I'm really excited for you. And if anybody, and I mean anybody, tries to stop you from doing this, Desiree, you need to tell them to F off and just go in your pursuit. And remember, when the initiation cards come up, you can't escape an initiation card. They're in your energy field, activating and doing their work. They're doing their work. So you need to do this. You need to wake up every single morning and say to yourself, how do I experience joy today? I'm ready, willing, and able to feel it in my bones all day long. When you go to bed of a nighttime, you say your prayer. If you don't believe in God, say it to the universe, say it to your higher self. I don't care, but there's amazing beings that love us unconditionally, and our higher self and spirit, and you can ask them for help. You don't have to get on your knees. You don't have to say anything fancy. You literally say, as I go to sleep, please help me release anything that's stopping me from pursuing joy. Boom. That's a prayer. So I'm just so excited for you. And it's people like you who are going to change the world, darling. You have me so spot on. I love this so much. Goosebumps. You are speaking to my soul. That's beautiful. Thank you. Next year is going to be really chaotic for people, and there's going to be people who are holding space and have like stepped up and they're like living their truth. This is who I am. I'm not going to fucking apologize for it. And then there's going to be other people who are really scared and frightened and then need to step up and start owning their shit. And it's going to be the people who have done all the work for the last decade who's going to hold space for them. They're going to put their hand down and, like the Terminator, say, if you want to survive, come with me. It's that potent. And it's people like you who have this beautiful energy of being optimistic and living in joy that are going to help those people. You're going to be like a beacon of light and hope. You know, I'm in my priestess, and every single day I'm like, please help me be of service more. It's because I understand and I can see it. Exactly how much work needs to be done and how many people need to be helped. And I can do it. I'm stepping it up and I'm saying I'm going to do it. And I think there's just millions of us at the same time going, you know, I reject the timeline where next year is going to be like all awful and hard work. Yeah, it's going to be hard work, but it can be chaos, but it doesn't have to be awful. We can decide what we want to do, that we're going to co-create, we're going to be powerful. So I kind of went off in a bit of a tantrum, soapbox moment. Sorry about that. But that's the power of next year and the power of all of us wanting to step up. And that's what I want to help people with. And, our self-esteem and our self-sabotaging ways, it's time we just stopped and really looked at it and go, okay, I need the courage to do this. It's time for change. I don't know if any of you have been feeling it, but boy, have I been feeling it. It's time for change. So I've went way over time. In the description is my Sunday event, free, recorded, register, and if you can't turn up, I'll still send it to you. There's my business page, and there's also my Sovereign Circle group. So you can connect with me in any way. I'd love to see you all. And so much love. Have a fantastic Friday night. Bye.